So this is a Dell E7440 i5 4th gen. This current model has 8 gigs of RAM and a 500 gig hard drive. And I was going to install Windows for a customer, but then I thought, well, it's kind of a slow drive. It's only 5400 RPM. But I have this spare SSD, which is a 256 gig drive, and I do happen to have a couple of 8 gig sticks of RAM. So I'm going to change this from being a mediocre Dell E7440 with the 500 gig slow drive and the 8 gig of slow RAM to a somewhat presentable machine with an SSD and 16 gigs of RAM. So let's just take a quick look at it while we got it here. I'm going to turn this off. Basically, to do that, you just have to hold the power button for 5 seconds, and that goes on any machine. I'll take out my Windows 10 disk, and let's take a quick look at it here. Take all the inventory stickers off it that we do not need. So this is a 14-inch machine. The 7, obviously I've told this before, I've explained it before. The E7440, so latitude, there's latitude and precision when it comes to Dell machines. The 7 stands for their high-end executive machines. The 4 stands for the 14-inch display. The 4 here stands for the 4th generation of the processor. As you can see, it has, geez, the screen only goes, the screen doesn't go all the way flat, does it? Oh, there it goes. It's stiff. Volume button's up here, power button over here. A really nice tactile keyboard. I really like that. The palm rest is kind of rubbery, which really makes your hands stick to it. I like that too. Got buttons down here, buttons here, and you got the mouse nipple in the middle. This model also has a webcam. There is no optical drive, so when we look on the left-hand side, you can see it has a SD card reader. A little bit of scuffs on it, but this is like a 2014 or 2015 model. Speaker. Over here we have a Kensington lock, a USB that looks like a 3.0, like a super speed, headphone, microphone jack, Wi-Fi switch. On the back we have the LAN port, another USB super fast, which is a USB 3, display port, full-size HDMI, USB 3 again, and we're back at this side. Okay, let's take a look at what's inside this guy. It's actually really easy to work on. There's a battery. That's the Windows 7 license, which I just covered up. Look how thin that battery is. I don't know how much juice is in this thing. It says 34 millihours. Be nice if I had my glasses on. Anyway, super slim machine. Now, to pop this off, there are 2 screws, one here, one here. I like using a magnet tip screwdriver so it makes it easier to pull the screws out. Though I say that, but I'm having problems. Right there is a SIM card. I don't know if this model actually has the ability to use a SIM card, but that's where it goes. And then you just push these 2 tabs down. Okay, and here we are. 2 sticks of RAM, Wi-Fi card. That's your hard drive. So we are going to pull out these 4 screws holding the hard drive in, swap it out with this one. Then we'll pop those 2 RAM sticks out. That's for an mSATA drive, which is kind of a nice little bonus if you want to add some extra storage. Those funny little shaped ones, like the smaller ones like that, they only came out for a couple years around 2014, 2015. And then they switched to the M2, which is the ones that look like they're longer, like a stick of RAM. That's what the MacBooks generally use. Okay. Whoops. Don't want to lose that screw. Oh, that one. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there's the drive. There's the caddy. Let's pop this guy out. Okay, so that comes out easy enough. Okay, so the hard drive is removed. It has like a bit of a caddy attached to it. We'll have to take that off and put it on the other one. Oh, maybe not. That's just to increase the thickness because it's a slim drive. So I'll plug you in. Okay. This will keep it locked down. Okay, the drive is in place. Let's take this RAM out and take a quick peek at it. 4 gig PC3 12800. We'll replace that with 8 gig PC3 12800. Same speed. Should fit in just like this. Okay. Oh, see, that didn't go in properly. You have to slide it right in there. So you hear it like click. Okay. So there we go. RAM's upgraded. Hard drive is upgraded. I can put it all back together. Simple as that. Slide that back. Put these screws back in. Okay. Everything's all back together. Put the Windows disk back in. We'll load Windows. Now let's go see, actually we'll see what the specs look like. Okay, so turn it on. And we're going to go into the BIOS, which is F2. Just keep pressing it down. Might not like that RAM. One thing I like about Lenovo's is at least when you get an error message, it tells you what the error message is. Okay, so we turn it on, go into the BIOS, hopefully. So I tried upgrading the RAM, but for some reason it was giving me an error with these sticks. So you can see if I go into, so there we go. I had to go back to the 4 and 4. But the hard drive is upgraded now anyway. Alright, let's turn this back off, put the battery in, put it all back together. It's funny though, as soon as I do that, you'll see like this battery thing down here starts flashing. Yeah, definitely the RAM. The RAM is causing a headache, and you can see here, it's giving me this flashing error. So the RAM might be the wrong voltage for this machine. Okay, so we're back to 8 gigs of RAM, but we do have the SSD in there. We're going to go into, actually I'm not going to go into that. We're going to go one-time boot menu, which is F12, I think. And I'm going to boot it. You'll see what happens here. It's going to give you all these options. USB storage device. I'm going to go into UEFI and choose the SanDisk. There already is Windows 10 on that hard drive. But once you do that and go into it, and then it's just such a pain in the ass. It's easier to do a fresh wipe. So we're going to boot off that USB key. And then we're going to load Windows on this guy. And then the first thing I'm going to do is update the BIOS, because this is BIOS A.08. And then we'll see what happens. But that's about it. I mean, I'm not going to go through the whole Windows install with you. I mean, there's 1,000 videos on YouTube on how to install Windows. That was just basically a quick overview of the Dell E7440 and how easy it is to work on. I think that these are fantastic machines. There's also the Dell E5440, which I also quite like, and the 7240. And the 7250, etc., etc., etc. But if you can get like a one of these fairly reasonable for around $300 or less Canadian, then I think you've got a great deal. Okay, thanks for watching. If you like these kind of videos, thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. Hit that subscribe button. And we shall talk again. Thanks for watching.